Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was upstairs here in Science C chatting with Shay, who's a wildlife student here in the Vertebrate Museum. I asked Shay, how do you get all the flesh off the skulls and the bones you have here in the museum? And this is what she told me.
Meat and stuff, because we have Dermestid beetles, which are a type of flesh-eating beetle. And
okay, wait, let me make sure I got this right. You actually have a tank somewhere around here full of beetles that eat all the flesh off these?
We have two tanks, actually. We have two separate colonies.
Yeah, that's right. Flesh-eating beetles. They have two tanks full of them, and Shay's gonna go show those to us right now. Whoa.
This is our bug room where we have our Dermestid beetles in.
I can see the beetles crawling around in there.
Yeah, they're really, really active when we put in new animals or we'll put in new specimens. And so these guys right now are chowing down on the tail of a dolphin.
So I noticed this moisture trickling in. Why do you have that going on?
So these guys are typically from tropical environments, so we want to emulate that environment as much as we can. They need to live in somewhere that's at minimum 75, 76 degrees. And even these paper towels are to emulate the detritus and fallen leaves that would typically be on the forest floor. Because these guys would be forest floor scavengers. So if something passed, you'd find this big mound of them near the carcass. But it's oftentimes overgrown by foliage and things that way. So this is kind of to emulate that environment for them as much as we can. And they will go through their whole life cycle from larva to beetle to back down to larva again.
I can see the larvae crawling around. Do the larvae also eat?
They're the main eaters of this.
Oh, really? Not the adults?
The larvae are the main thing because it's like caterpillars. They have to eat as much food as they can to make that transitional change into a beetle. So these guys are prolific eaters. They're the ones that will eat all the stuff through, and you'll find them oftentimes in the cartilage spaces between things. Because we love our bugs, when we take out the animals, I spend a long time in here pulling them out with tweezers. I will spend hours in here
plucking out each little beetle to put it back in the tank.
To put it back in, because we want to keep the colonies as thriving as we can, and especially on these bigger specimens. I've pulled out hundreds of these guys from one specimen.
Do they bite you at all?
No. That's why I always said this is not Indiana Jones. Like I won't stick my hand in here and come up with a bunch of bones and everything. They're really good at just kind of doing their own thing. The animals we work with can be either really small or have really intricate parts that we can't get to. And so these guys clean them fantastically, and the stuff that comes out of there is perfectly clean, and we do our quick ammonia bath with them to clean off any extra just little bugs or germs or whatever, and they're good to go for the museum. These guys are exceptional, and they're the main reason we keep our museum as pristine as we do.
Okay, so in your experience, what is one of the biggest things you put in there to be eaten up?
We had to take this second piece out, and we had a small whale in here in several pieces. And then I've also worked with mountain lions, bobcats, beavers, porcupines. All of that's been fitting in here before.
A mountain lion? Boy, you didn't put a whole mountain lion in.
Oh yeah, we did.
You fit a whole mountain lion in here.
A few pieces here and there, but yeah, we got the whole premise out through, and for the most part, you could fit the whole skeletal system from the ribs down. Fits everything in here. And so this is our big one, and then this is our smaller one that we'll use a lot of our smaller procedural animals. So the rodents will come through, or small birds if we're working through with them. They'll go in here as well, but they're really fast at eating a lot of this stuff. Most of the time, within a week, the specimens that we put in can come back out completely clean.
Wow, I have a whole new appreciation for beetles now.
Beetles are a fun time.
Yeah.
We love our little beetles. They do so much for us, and they don't have to do much outside of just throwing carcasses in to feed them.
Thank you so much for showing me around.
Thank you for coming around. I have so much fun talking about this and showing other people all the outlets. I'm just very excited that other people are as interested in it as I am.